The standard shift had ended 3 hours ago, but neither of them had moved from the observation deck. Outside the heavy glass, Saturn spun in silent, frozen sheets of ice and crushed dust, catching the faint amber glow of a dying solar flare. Inside, the only real light came from the diagnostic terminal, and the green LED on Miller's oxygen regulator. Miller picked up a brass-plated wrench, tapping it rhythmically against his palm. "If you do that for another 10 minutes, Dax said without looking up from her tablet, "I'm flushing that wrench out the airlock." Miller didn't stop. "It keeps the tempo. If I don't keep tempo, I start thinking about the scrubber seals."
The oxygen levels are dropping. We need to fix this.
"The scrubber seals are fine. They were rated for 6 months, Dax. We're on month 9, and the supply drone from Ceres was supposed to dock 3 days ago." Dax lowered her tablet, her eyes ringed with exhaustion. "The transit line had a debris delay. You read the dispatch. Sent 6 hours before the debris event was logged," Miller countered, leaning forward into the amber light. "Explain that logic." Dax stayed quiet. She pulled her knees to her chest, looking out into the vast, swirling abyss below them. The station's hum dipped in pitch, a tiny flicker, but after a year in the dark, every dropped frequency felt like a heartbeat skipped. "They're not sending a drone, are they?" Miller asked softly. "The company doesn't lose assets, Miller," Dax whispered, her fingers nervously rolling a stylus. "It's bad for the stock." "We aren't assets," Miller said, walking to the window and leaning his forehead against the freezing pane. "We're line items. We spent 9 months mapping methane vents, and they can't even send us fresh O2. We have 48 hours left on the rebreathers," Dax said, gesturing toward an old dust-covered manual transmitter in the corner. "Panic doesn't add litrage. Calculate faster."
Look at those storms. Methane vents are flaring.
Miller looked at the ancient machine, then down at the brass wrench on the console. He picked it up, sliding it securely into his belt. 3 degrees, Miller muttered, reaching for his helmet. "I'll hold the dish outside. You crank the signal." Dax snapped her collar locks into place with a double click, meeting his gaze. "Deal," she said. "And Miller, leave the wrench on the inside."